Welcome back, everybody. All right, so you had just finished locating Cam's new trident that seemed to have gone missing at some point during the night and embedded itself about 10 feet up in the side of a tree, about 20 feet from where you had set up the dome last night. But more pertinent than that, upon waking up, it was immediately apparent that while your dome does not seem to have itself moved, the clearing that you had set up camp in is much larger than you recall it being last night. And on the other side of the space from you is a rather pastoral scene of a small little wooden cottage with a chicken coop, maybe half a dozen chickens running around, a large, very large, very old tree built or right next to where this structure is built, and the oppressive fog and the nasty weather that you'd been encountering seem to not really be affecting this space.
So it would have been totally like a self-insert for me if Cam had just completely lost that trident after Chris had been so nice and took care of it. Was the person who lost her wedding ring and then replaced it and lost it again. It's fine.
We probably want to get that trident, right? Did we already grab it?
I think we did. Yeah, Lyris went up.
Grabbed it, right?
I climbed up there.
You were able to grab it last time, yeah.
Well, should we investigate what definitely appears to be a hag's lair?
Oh, yes. Does Lyris say that in the character?
Yeah.
Oh, is it that obvious? Is that what they look like?
Well, for one, it's almost as though this patch of land was like some sort of fey circle. Magic circle of some kind, often used by hags. But two, they always have this seeming nicety about them and lure you into a false sense of security. And then in my experience, they drag you into the ocean and drown you. That was a particular type of hag.
Well, it's a good thing that you can't drown. Right?
Was it trying to make out with you in the ocean?
No, different person. I just went hunting it.
Oh, so what should we do then? Like, what do we just go up and knock, or?
I think that's really the only choice we have. We are at the mercy of whoever brought us here.
Sure. Let's do it.
Cam will... Yeah, I think Cam will take the lead on this one. She's the pretty sturdy girl, so she'll go first.
Mage armor, just in case. No, you never know.
Always wear protection.
I'll let Cam go first, even though Lyris is definitely a little offended that she doesn't think he can handle the front.
Well, she didn't say anything. She just did. She just went.
All right, fair enough.
All right, so you are knocking on the door, Cam?
Yep.
Yeah, just as you go to raise your hand to knock on it, it swings open as if by its own volition, and your greeted with a scene inside of a very comfortable looking sitting room with some nice older, a little bit battered, but still looking quite comfortable couches, a couple of armchairs, and there's a elderly, say seemingly rather small elderly woman sat on one of the chairs with a pot of tea and 4 cups sat around. Says, "Welcome to my home. You, the Lyris, I believe. Yes?
Yes.
You wanted to speak with me."
He did reach out last night to her.
That's true. That's true. Well, yes, we did want to speak with you.
Oh,
who
do
are
you
we-
know her?
Did you forget why we're here already, Cam?
You guys seem so familiar with each other.
Please, come in. Would you like some tea?
Very quietly, like under his breath, he just leans to he expects her to hear this anyway, but he's just gonna say, "Be wary. Everything could be magic."
Cam touches all of it.
Lyris does enter the room though and sits across from her.
Sure. Yeah, you sit down in this armchair. It's pretty comfortable. It's, a rustic, looks like it's seen some use, but it's still in pretty good shape. So, what can Marig do for you? You've journeyed quite a long way to come see me.
Yes, there's a few things we wanted to discuss. I guess first we should ask you if you happen to have seen Cam's mother passing through here.
I'm Cam, by the way.
Oh, dear, I know. I haven't seen her come through here, but she did come home, if that's what you're looking for.
Oh, sorry, what do you mean by she did come home?
She didn't tell you much about herself, did she, dear?
She kind of she's like playing with her hair now. No, she really didn't tell me too much about herself. We didn't have that kind of relationship.
She was very troubled after she left, I could tell. There's a small village at the foot of the mountains near the edge of the swamp. Your mother is from there.
Oh, I guess that explains why she didn't hesitate to come this way alone.
She's been gone for a very long time.
So I was trying to find a place to write. Where did you say this village was?
The mountains.
Yeah, at the foot of the mountains, near the edge of the bog.
Like, would that be like the north, or like where we came into it?
About where you came into it. I think they call it Serendale.
That's short for Sarah and Dale.
Oh, but she didn't come and see you. She just went to the village.
No, she didn't come see me, dear. She went straight home. She probably went to see her parents.
Cam's just like, I have grandparents who are alive?
Oh, yes. Gustav, Daphne. Art runs in the family, you see. Gustav
And
is
they-
quite a talented painter, and I believe Daphne taught your mother everything she knows about sculpting.
So they're just hanging out in this swampy village in the foothills near no other towns, painting and sculpting.
I make sure that they get taken care of. We
What
have an
does that
agreement
mean?
with the village.
What kind of agreement?
She kind of gestures around, and this room is like every available horizontal surface. Most of the walls are covered in art objects, little trinkets, paintings. I'm a bit of a collector, and in exchange for furnishing my residents with beautiful things, I make sure that they have everything they need.
And Cam
Insight
kind of
check.
wants to look at like if there's anything off about any of the art that's been collected. Like, is there a theme to what she's collecting? Is there like anything that's like a little bit weird?
Disturbing.
Make a, I'll say, perception or investigation check.
I will
And
go
that-
with perception.
And that's an 18 on insight. I'm trying to figure out if she's hiding like some sinister details about this arrangement. Like, do I get the feeling that she's skirting some evilish part she's left out?
An
21.
18 and a 21. Let's see. Ooh, I'm throwing my dice on the floor. I think with that, you don't detect any immediate deception or falsity.
Okay.
Also seems kind of hard to read, given that there is some. You are Lyris is right to suspect that this is not a sweet old lady. Is what you get on an 18, but there's no immediate deception that you're able to detect.
Fair enough. I'll accept that.
And on your 21 for perception, it looks like on a 21, so something strikes Cam as a little bit strange. It's like a lot as you sort of turn your head around just out of the corner of the eye, you can catch just for a brief fraction of a sliver of a second, it looks like most of the walls in here are actually quite empty until your eyes finish focusing on it. Then it's just populated with all this beautiful artwork and handicrafts and things like that. It does look like there are a lot of pieces here that were made most likely by the same person. Probably made these 5 and someone else made these 3. And I think on a 21 there are some things here that catch your eye as having a familiar style to some of the stuff that you had seen your mother make.
Okay. That's interesting. She's gonna look at Wade and then Lyris, kind of scrutinizing in a way, and just then she looks at Marig again. Do they come here then a lot and make this trade? Are you just able to give them what they need from where you are?
I'm able to take care of them from here. I have assistants that sometimes make the journey.
And should they want to come with us back up the mountain, would that be an issue?
I don't think that they would want to.
But if they did?
If they wanted to, then they would be able. Would you like to see her, Camriel?
Oh, my mother.
Yes. She's doing quite well.
She seems like nervous at the prospect of that. I mean, it would be nice just to make sure she's okay, yeah?
Of course. Then she'll very slowly push herself up from this couch and reaches down, and there's a small tea towel there with the set, and he walks over to this large, somewhat dusty mirror on the wall and wipes it off. There. And in it fades in a scene of someone who looks very much like your mother sitting kicking at a potter's wheel. Looks like she's working on some sort of vase. And make an insight check.
That wasn't very good. What is my plus to that? 15?
15? It's a strange expression that I don't think you've seen your mother make very often before, of just contentment.
Yeah, that would be weird. And I think Cam at least can recall that we've been told that people don't want to leave here usually, or they feel drawn here. And she's just like, she's sculpting. She like looks almost upset by that. She really doesn't know what to make of this, and she looks at Wade and Lyris and is just like, I don't really know what to say about any of this.
Yeah,
my mother's
that's
never
understandable.
looked that peaceful.
I suspect everyone in Marig's nice village feel equally contented.
I work very hard to make sure they're all taken care of.
Who are you, Marig, to have so much power to give everyone what they need?
Oh, who do you think I am? People don't venture here and mention me by name out into the wilderness in the middle of the night without having at least some idea.
I've heard several conflicting reports, and I'm a curious person. I wanted to come and find out the truth, not throw around theories.
Ah, well, I am a lover of the arts and a collector who happens to live here in this very comfortable, cozy spot here, deep in a otherwise inhospitable swamp. And I take care of a settlement, mostly of humans. In exchange for a bit of my power and protection, I get pretty things.
I can't help but notice I asked you who you are, and you told me a bunch of things that you do.
Are we not what we do?
I think intent is important.
Do you mind if I say something that might not be I don't know how to put this. Like,
Here we go. I'm drawing my swords. Okay.
I'm going to be blunt because I don't know how else to put
course.
this, but we've heard stories of 2 Marigs.
I assure you, there is only one.
Do you know why people might say otherwise?
Well, that's kind of tricky wording to say that there is only one, because that could still imply that you're not one of them.
Have you been speaking with those frog people? They tell so many nasty lies about me. Their King Oberon has had it out for me ever since I took up residence here.
Well, you can understand why people might go curious. After all, we've asked you 2 or 3 times now, and every time you've deflected the question. Are you Marig? And you tell us, have we been talking to those frogs? Are you or are you not what you claim to be?
I am precisely what I claim to be, and I know you've been talking to those frogs. Saw you walking away from their village to here. I've been watching you the entire time.
We haven't tried to deceive you about that. Like I
never
said.
you did.
You still haven't told
So-
us who you are, despite having been directly asked.
Well,
You are aware that someone else who said they were Marig had been here before Oberon was interested in your residence here.
There has been only one Marig here, and it is I.
So you have
Now-
always been here.
Not always. The world is very old.
Fair. I'm. So you've been here for more than a couple 100 years.
Of course.
so you haven't been here the whole time.
I've been here part of the time.
Well, some of the stories tell of a great hag that dwells in this swamp.
Yes, that's
Is
what
that-
some people refer to me as. A bit of a nasty term, if I do say so, but I can
Has a
make
negative
deals and
connotation.
grant boons in exchange for services.
And how would you
You-
refer to yourself?
I would refer to myself as Marig.
How would you classify yourself?
Like he's a Triton, and my friend Wade here's a water genasi. What would you be?
I am unique.
Interesting.
So am I.
Yes, you are, dear.
We've been sent here then. I feel like if you've been watching us the whole time, we've been sent here to make sure that you leave this place and these people alone.
Who am I causing trouble for, dear? I will not be leaving this place, but
I do have a question. Did my mother come here on her own? Did she want to return back here?
oh, you have to ask her.
I suppose I will.
Well, then that might be something we have to do.
Before or after we take care of
That's a good question. Marig, I get the sense you are hiding your true appearance from us.
What gives you that impression, dear?
I've got really good eyes.
So you do.
Also, it kind of seemed like your walls were empty until I looked directly at them, which was very weird.
Oh, no, that is not something that either Lyris or Wade are experiencing while they're looking around here.
Interesting.
Her eyes kind of narrow at you a little bit, Cam. It takes a lot of effort to decorate, and I like to move things around and redecorate quite often. The things you see on the wall, if you must know, are representations of objects in my collection. Since you're so nosy.
Looks like an NFT.
I assure you there are quite real objects held in a safe place.
Is any part of any of this real?
Oh, yes. Most of it. Just the decor.
You're very hidden for a altruistic collector and provider of needs.
Oh, I do not claim any altruism, dear. We have an agreement. There is a services being exchanged. And if there's anything that Marig can do for you, please ask.
Oh,
Otherwise, I don't appreciate being interrogated in my sitting room.
well, I'm very curious. You said that you have an arrangement with the people who live here in the swamp. If we were not to live here, what would we have to do?
Oh, it could depend on what you need and what I can provide and what you have to offer.
Oh, sort of like a value exchange.
Yes.
Gavin's like looking at the other two now.
Lyris just shakes his head at her when she makes eye contact with him.
I'm just wondering what we're going to do, because it does feel weird now to try to... I was ready to kind of attack her when we got here.
Are you saying that out loud?
Yeah.
She chuckles a little bit. Oh.
Well, we're caught in between two individuals who have conflicting stories. I'm half a mind to just cast detect magic and feel the flow around me.
Are you casting it as a ritual or using up a spell slot?
Gets out all this stuff, just
Right.
starts drawing on her floor.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll cast it as a spell slot.
Okay. I'll tell you, like, yeah, this whole place lights up with illusion. The chairs, the walls, Marig, everything except the three of you is just with illusion.
Could I...
Does Wade communicate that at all?
Marig, Lyris has already asked you about, like, showing us your true self, right?
Yes, he has. I can take on many appearances, and this is one of my favorites.
What would happen if we were to ask you to show us what is actually here.
I would respectfully tell you no.
And why is that?
At that, I'm going to be actively trying to see through the illusion now. I don't know where that came from.
Outside, I hope.
Yeah, that's something's going on outside.
Yeah, I'm going to try to actively see through the illusion then, now that Wade has confirmed that all of it's illusory and she's saying she won't let us see it.
Make, it's going to be an investigation check.
Oh, dang. Was
Me
hoping
too, I'd
for
do that.
perception, but that's not terrible. That's
14. I don't know if that's
17.
17. Wade, you try to find...
passive. Would passive work?
I think this has to be active.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
So 14, your eyes are prying for any crack in the illusion, and you're not able to find any. But Lyris, you focus, and the figure of Marig becomes sort of ephemeral and transparent, and these couches and furniture that you're sitting on are much more worn. The walls are indeed bare. All the art objects are illusory. There's some holes in the ceiling. Like this cabin has, or this little shack has seen better days and is very much being put up with the appearance of being a cute, quaint little place. Yeah.
What about Mary? Can I see through her form?
Oh,
or is she actually
yeah, she is ephemeral and transparent.
She's not even there.
She's not there.
Well, Cam, I don't think attacking is going to work at all, and he's just gonna like flick a copper coin through her.
The tries to catch it and does. It's a bit rude, don't you think?
How are you able to do that? You're not actually here.
I don't need to be here. I said, I have certain powers and abilities that I usually use for the benefit of the people in my care. And if you would like to be one of those people, or if you would like to leave, those are very fine. But if you would like to continue to stay and disrespect me and my home, we may have some issues. Now, would you like to bargain, or would you like to leave?
What could you possibly offer me?
What could you possibly want?
I want that creature in the straits dead.
I can grant you knowledge of powerful magics to strengthen yourself. I can grant you weapons. I can grant you finances with which to hire an army.
But it's outside of your ability to take care of it yourself.
It's quite far away, dear.
Maybe this isn't the best time. And Cam, when she asked this question, I kind of want to like try to read her, even though if she's like a friggin' illusion and projection, but maybe just her tone or something in response. But she's going to say, you can grant things. We're about to perhaps face a really strong entity. Do you know anything about the Soluvian?
I may. Would have to come to some sort of agreement.
Oh. She like looks again at the others and probably
Instead of
gives a quick.
Vuvuzela.
There's a
Wade,
fire
rude to
happening
do that in
outside.
company.
One of the neighborhood houses are on fire, I think.
Oh, joy.
Yeah. It's not ours, so.
That's good.
And she's like, "Oh, yeah, I guess so. That wouldn't be a good idea." Well, I don't know then what we're supposed to do. Does it still feel like, because we were kind of being drawn to a certain, like people are being drawn to a certain place in this bog. Does it feel to us like we've arrived there, or is there some sort of pull still somewhere else?
In this moment, there is no pull.
All right, Marig. I'd be willing to discuss a deal, but only in person.
Ooh. We can hammer out the specifics of the deal in person, but before we do that, you're wishing for power to defeat this creature. Is that what you wish to bargain for?
Power and wealth.
So, above the table, is Lyris legitimately intending to bargain, or is this
He is
a ploy?
deceiving. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to need you to make a deception check for me, please.
That's a 24.
Woo! That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Can she do better?
Hope not.
Okay. Dear, your change of heart strikes me as a bit sudden.
What can I say? I'm a pragmatic man.
So ready to run into a little old lady's house and start attacking her. Then as soon as promises of fortune and power.
I can't fight it alone. I need ships, I need men. And despite everything I've overcome, I'm still not strong enough yet.
No, you're not, are you? And, So, above the table, she got a natural 20.
Neat.
Dear, you're not being very honest with me, are you? Your end goal here is to find where I actually am and see what I actually look like, is it not?
Yes, it is.
Why does it matter?
Well, I don't know what you've done with the Marig that used to be here. I don't know what you truly are. Honestly, it really doesn't matter. What I do know is that you are coercing people into unfavorable deals, likely holding everyone in that town hostage, and you've become a nuisance. So I'm going to do what I do best, and I'm going to slay the monster.
That's adorable, dear, but I think we are done here, aren't we? And we can head on over to a map if you want.
Yay!
And
If
there.
this house fucking tries to attack us directly, I
The
swear
house
to God,
stands up. No. Marig, the illusion of this elderly woman fades away into nothing, and all of the walls and all of the glamour covering the furniture and outside all depart. That chicken, that coop full of chickens becomes a coop full of some sort of abomination of creature. That large, vibrant oak tree off the southwest corner of the building it's revealed to be completely devoid of life and bone white. And you hear a rumbling from outside. Now, you are still inside for the moment, but if we could go ahead and get some initiative going on here.
Yeah, let's do that. Bunch of cocks over there.
Well, I got a 5.
Nice.
Don't worry, everybody. You can go ahead in front of me.
You got 5 cocks. I rolled a 3. Actually, I'm going to use my inspiration bucket.
Oh.
That is a 19, which is much better
19.
than the 8 I would have had.
I got a nat 20, so
Woo!
funny.
So dexterous.
All right. So then, Cam's not actually going first, but just barely.
Chickens.
The angry chickens are going first. Right, sensing some sort of disturbance, perhaps, one of these creatures flies over this way. Not that you can necessarily see that outside, but that's going to be its turn. And then Cam, you are up.
Okay, and this is the door to the south here.
Yes.
Yeah. She's going to run towards the door, hearing the rumbling and seeing everything kind of fade away. And she opens it up, as I guess sees all of these chickens now.
Yeah, which now appear to have like horrible snake-like tails and crazed eyes and almost scaly wings in places.
Well, that's not something I thought I would see today. Because I don't want her to like. Actually, can we move through each other's spaces? So if I go there, I'm not going to be in the way.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Cam will step outside and she's like, there's a bunch of weird birds out here. She's going to use her holy symbol to...
Before you do that, now that you are outside, something that Cam notices as well, there was a large boulder sat in the ground when you had walked in here, and now that the illusion has faded, you can see it as some sort of large snail-like entity.
All of the creatures here are weird, and I don't think that rock was a rock. But she's going to hold on to her holy symbol.
Stop adding things! He just, every time Vix starts talking, he's over here just adding more tokens on the map.
The tokens were already there. I'm just unhiding them.
Okay.
Every square has a hidden token.
Spiritual weapon I'll do it appropriately now at 4th level, which I always forget to do, so that it's more damage, and I'm going to summon it right behind the cockatrice that's running towards Cam, and I'll take it right at that. Oh, great. That's... Oh, but I have a +8, so that is...
Is...
What
What's
was
the total?
17.
17.
Yeah. Okay.
To hit? Yeah, that'll hit.
Yeah. Alright, and roll the damage. For 12 damage. Radiant.
Nice. A solid smack from your spiritual weapon as feathers.
And since I am not close enough to attack, I'm going to use my action to use my radiant soul, so her wings sprout out of her back and starts her weapon starts to glow a little bit with like shimmery gold light, and that'll be the end of her turn.
Very nice. Right. Lyris, you are up.
Yeah, I couldn't get it to draw a box for me, so I'm just trying to figure something out.
I see a line.
Yeah, I drew that by accident. So if I definitely can't get that. Can I get everything from like the scarecrow to like all these cockatrices around the coop in a 30-foot cube?
In a 30-foot cube.
It looks like I can just get like the scarecrow and F together, and the others are
5,
within 30
10,
feet.
15,
So
20, 25. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You can get all of the cockatrices except for the one that's bothering Cam, or you can get the scarecrow and E, B, and C.
not even D?
Let's see. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Yeah, it's just... D is just out of range.
Okay.
But you could get all of the ones around the chicken coop.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna do... Oops, I moved them. I shouldn't be able to move them. The range is 120, so yeah. There's going to... I can't move him now. Move... Oh, let's count. 10, 15, 20... Yeah, okay. Gonna move to there, and as he does, he forms out some rainbowy scales and just kind of blasts them all into the air over the coop, and they all reflect a hypnotizing pattern. Those cocks are all gonna have to make a saving throw.
Which kind?
Wisdom.
Wisdom. Well, let's see. All of them fail except for B.
All right, then all except B are incapacitated.
Sat there dazzled.
I had a nickel for every time I dazzled the car.
Wow.
Wow.
Woo-hoo.
All right, anything else from Lyris?
I would, but no, I used a spell already, so I can't do Hunter's Mark. I'm gonna bonus action hide, actually.
All right.
Yeah.
That makes stealth check for me.
That is going to be a lowly 15.
15. Okay. Then it is Cockatrice B's turn, the one that wasn't dazzled by the lights. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Yeah. Right, this one is 5, 10, 15, 20. Not quite able to get into melee with Cam, but it aggressively flies toward you.
Is that B or F?
That was F. B can get into melee with you. Amazing.
Thanks, Wade.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
It is going to try and peck at your ankles. Does a natural 1 hit?
Let me check. No, it does not hit my 20 AC.
Yeah, so it just kind of it like pecks at your shoe and nothing happens. Let's see what happens next. Perfect. Lyris and Wade, you hear a thump and then sort of a scattering of wood being pushed across the floor coming from that room near the bottom left corner, kind of near where you're hidden outside the door, or just inside the door, Lyris. There's that little room.
Does it sound like it's moving towards the door? Like closer?
It sounds like make a perception check, actually.
Yeah, okay. That is going to be a 19.
It sounds like a bunch of stuff got pushed away from a central point.
Oh, okay.
Some of it towards you, some of it further away. But whatever that was had its turn. And now the rumbling that you felt continues as this large dead tree uproots
Oh,
itself.
fuck.
And is gonna
Everything's something here.
make its way this way toward you, Cam, as you're the only one that is outside. As this root comes up out of the ground and tries to reach for you. Can you make a strength saving throw for me, please, Cam?
I sure can. Maybe. That is an 11.
An 11 is not quite going to do it. So it doesn't pull you very far, but it does. You get grasped around sort of the torso by this large root that drags you the remaining distance towards this large tree, which attempts to then bludgeon you with a couple of its pointy branches.
It's pointy branches.
Yes, the 12 is going to miss, but the 21 is going to hit.
It sure do.
All right, that's going to be... please take 12 points of bludgeoning damage as you get just the most splinters as this tree thrashes you with some of its branches.
Yeah, being grabbed by a tree was not something that Cam had expected at this moment while she was facing off with this angry chicken in front of her. So it definitely catches her off guard, and she's just like, everything out here is getting a little crazy.
And you see about just above your head height in the trunk of this tree, it's sort of like a crack starts to run across it and almost opens up like a mouth, with
boy.
splinters for teeth.
I don't think anything here is trustworthy.
Trustworthy.
But C, and that's going to be the Tree Blight's turn. C and D are incapacitated for the time being. The Scarecrow that was ostensibly watching over a little illusory garden out front of this shack pulls itself off of its post and tries to make eye contact with you, Cam, can you make a wisdom saving throw for me, please?
Natural 20 for 28.
Nice. Nothing happens at all. Just like, oh, there's a scarecrow looking at me. This is like the third weirdest thing that I'm fighting right now.
Yeah, at least a scarecrow looks like an enemy.
Right? And then, Wade, you are up.
I hope everybody enjoyed their opportunity to go before me. Given the state of this house, can I see over the walls? Are they like actually damaged, or like
There is some damage from the middle of the room. You don't necessarily have a lot of clear line of sight, but you can see little places where if you put your eye up to it, you would be able to get a pretty good view of outside.
I will start heading west. Just select. How much can I see through the door if I'm just like north of the door right here?
So you can see definitely the cockatrice. You can see the tree that's grappling Cam, and there is a window right north of the scarecrow. So you can see that for sure, and you probably have line of sight through the window on the chicken coop from there as well. Yeah, I think you can probably see the flail snail as well.
I probably can't see cockatrice A then.
That cockatrice A and C, I don't think you've got line of sight on.
Okay. I think given that I can't see A, I'll probably fireball on B.
Yeah, you don't have to target the creature with that. You can just target a point if you want.
I know. I don't.
Okay.
I don't know what other creatures are within range of the tree and B. So.
Oh.
Can I see the scarecrow?
Yeah, you can see the scarecrow.
Okay, so would a fireball get B and the tree and scarecrow?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna get all 3 of those and cast fireball. Dex save of 16.
The scarecrow fails and is immediately incinerated.
Oh, nice. It's a 26 fire damage.
Okay, well, the scarecrow being vulnerable to fire damage just immediately immolates, just is reduced to ash. And you said 26?
Yes.
All right. Yeah. A and B and the scarecrow are just all vaporized.
Nice fireball, dude.
The tree somehow makes its dexterity saving throw and is not vulnerable to fire. But it is still singed by this conflagration.
Thanks for the artillery strike.
Anything else from Wade?
No, that would have been a good opportunity to use that other spell, Storm Sphere, but I'll do that next turn.
Right. E and F are dazzled for the duration, which means it is the flail snail's turn. It's gonna dash.
I feel like it has to.
Yeah.
It's there.
Oh my god. We don't even have to fight this thing. Just walk away. But I know some meta things, so we should kill it.
Then we are back to the top of the round with Cam. You're being threatened by a large tree.
So it pulled me towards it. Am I like grappled or any? Do I have to do anything?
You are grappled.
Okay. Maybe that doesn't matter. That doesn't affect my attacks, right? Against it.
Correct. You have disadvantage on attack rolls against any creature other than the creature that's grappling you.
All right. I'm going to move this, I think that's within range. Yep. Okay. I'm going to move my spiritual weapon up beside me as she you know what? Yeah, sure, why not? I'm gonna erupt with unicorns, I think.
Nice.
Lyris is right there, so I'm gonna designate my allies as safe from that, and it needs to make a wisdom saving throw DC 16 against that.
13.
Alrighty. That is 20 damage.
Any. Whoo!
Yeah, she just
Damn.
like she's actually been in this situation before with the giant crabs and it did not go well. So she's like, I'm gonna make this thing not want to hold me anymore. And she's going to just like channel her magic so that all of these unicorns just erupt out of her. And though they're usually golden, this time they're kind of like there's like silvery hue to them, as her spiritual weapon also comes up beside it and makes an attack roll for 19
To hit?
Yep.
Yeah, that'll hit.
And
It's a tree. Not that hard to hit.
for 10 more radiant damage, actually 18 radiant damage because of my Esamer ability
Very nice.
being active.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
All right.
that is end of turn.
All right, Lyris, you are up.
Oh shoot, actually sorry. There's
Never
one more
mind.
thing I can do.
Lyris,
Just
you are
as
not
like
up.
a divine strike, I'm also able to channel an extra d8 into that attack, so that is 6 more radiant
Nice.
damage on top of that.
Cam popping off out here.
I'm gonna take down this tree. The boys did the tree last time. It's my turn.
Hey, Lyris, you're up.
All right, well, now that all the hard work's done, I'm going to come in and steal this kill. Lyris is going to come around the wall very quickly and run alongside this tree, casting Hunter's Mark as he does so. Am I hidden from this tree?
If you go outside, there will be nothing to hide behind. You are hidden in the moment.
But I can't expose myself and strike at the same time as he's within melee of here.
Yeah. Okay. We'll for the yeah.
Or I could do the window if that's easy.
We have a great
Either way.
tradition of going through windows.
Leap through it like an ass.
The tree's not outside. You recently went through the wrong window.
Tree's in the bedroom, stupid.
Yeah. I think you could probably do either. It'd be a little bit. If you go through the window, it'll just happen. If you go out the door, the tree will get a perception check since you'll go around Cam and there's time and stuff.
All right, let's just leap through the window at him then.
Yeah. You go through this window and attack the tree.
Okay, so the first attack roll was a 20.
That'll hit.
All right, so we got short sword plus sneak attack plus hunter's mark plus hunter's prey because it's been damaged.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to be 11, 14 plus 6, so 20.
Nice.
So yeah, he just kind of having noticed that the front door's been cleared and the big tree, moves to the window, leaps through it, and just digs his blade right into a vulnerable point in the tree's back, and just drags down, as he also identifies any vulnerabilities, resistances, or immunities.
It is immune to being deafened.
Okay. Not as helpful as I would have hoped, so I'm just going to swing a second attack at him.
And sorry, what spell did you cast on the cockatrices?
Hypnotic pattern. That's another attack, and I don't get sneak attack. I do get Hunter's Mark. That's going to be 8 plus 6, so 14.
14.
And then attack number 3 is holy shit. That's a 20-something. I don't know.
Yeah, that'll hit.
And that's going to be another 11.
Nice. And
Yeah.
the tree is looking a little bit worse for wear.
He's just chopping away at the back of it.
Yeah. Anything else from Lyris?
No, that's fucking everything. Me unloading both barrels right there.
Nice. The door to that room that you were standing near bursts open, and a strange frog-like creature just muscles its way through.
Marig?
Is that you?
Are you the ugly sister of the boob frog?
And it is much larger than any of the other frogs that you had seen, but it does bear a resemblance to them.
Plot twist. This is just one of the angry bullywogs.
5, 10.
Ah, I keep drawing stuff instead of moving the freaking map. Why is it doing that? I can't
All
seem
right.
to...
Lyris.
Oh, I grabbed Lyris.
Why are you moving me around? Yeah.
I literally can't move the map so that it's centered now. I don't know what is happening.
Switch to the pan button on
Oh,
the side.
thank you so
Yeah.
much. I did not know that was a thing.
This thing, just with hunger in its eyes, sees Lyris standing out that window, and its tongue just goes
Shit.
out towards you. Does a 22 hit?
Motherfucker. Yeah, that's gonna hit.
All right. Could you make a strength saving throw, please?
Do it.
Maybe. That's going to be 20.
That'll do it. You are hit with the tongue, though, and you can feel it wrap around and try to pull you towards it, but you're able to stand your ground nonetheless. As this creature's tongue tries to wrap around your neck to pull you in, you do take 11 points of necrotic damage.
Okay. I can live with that. Yeah, he's just slips it off himself. He's like, oh, watch out for her tongue.
And it, let's see, then squeezes itself back into this room and uses a bonus action to make a stealth check.
It's a rogue.
And it got a pretty good score. Tree's turn. The tree has Cam grappled. That toothy opening that cracked into this thing's bark comes down and tries to chomp into you, Cam. Can you make a dexterity saving throw for me, please?
They have advantage on this now. Yep. Come on, dice. I forgot I have a +0 to that. 12.
That's not gonna get it done.
I didn't think so.
Yeah, you watch as the trunk of this tree kind of closes over your head and upper torso, and just feel it gnashing down onto you with like the world's nastiest splinters.
Oh shoot! It's also Spirit Guardian.
Oh yes.
Yeah, I also have bad news as I rolled a 7 on my concentration save, so Hypnotic Pattern is down.
Unfortunate. It fails its wisdom saving throw quite badly.
Enemies mixed up. There we go. That will be 10 more radiant damage from those.
All right. And then you take 13 points of damage from being chomped down upon as the trunk of this starts gnashing into you.
Like piercing?
Yes.
Alrighty.
And then that was its bonus action, so it's going to then make a multi-attack for its action. Lyris, one of these roots as well. You feel it wrapping up around your leg. Could you make a strength saving throw for me, please?
That's going to be a 17.
Hey, you successfully are able to resist this being bound up and pulled almost into the trunk of the tree. Not too happy about that. It then swings some of its branches back down onto you. This is going to be 27 to hit on one and a 16 on the other, which I believe misses for Lyris.
For Lyris?
Yes.
Yes, that is going to be one hit and one miss.
All right. Take 16 points of bludgeoning damage as you get battered by sharpened branches and all kinds of rotten wood. And that means the cockatrices are no longer stunned or paralyzed or whatever they were, incapacitated, so they are going to dash.
Well,
they're not very smart.
We're in trouble.
Well, they're flying right into Spirit Guardians. They're not very smart.
Yeah.
Should I roll just one thing for each of them, or?
Yeah. Okay. They can share the damage. And this one's gonna fly in the window.
I'm just rolling 10 or 20, so 10 radiant damage as they enter. Area.
Fail. Well, that's cocked. 17.
Yeah, that's a pass.
So then they fail. They rolled the highest one rolled a 16, so all three of them.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were saying they rolled a 17.
Oh, no, that's your DC.
A 17 is a pass.
Yeah.
16 is my DC.
Okay, so it does pass then.
Yep.
One of them passes and takes 10, and the other two get rocked by these tiny little unicorns and are looking quite bad. Actually, E will just do that on its turn. But Wade, then you are up.
Well, hello there, cock. Let's see, what do I do here? I have a question.
Yes.
So there's the sculpt spells. It doesn't say, like, if I were to cast Storm Sphere, it doesn't say that would, like, exclude them from the rough terrain, right? Difficult terrain. It doesn't specify that.
Let me read the spell.
Yeah, I think you can only prevent the damage.
Yeah, damage.
Creatures, disadvantage, difficult. Yeah, there's no... Oh! Succeed on a saving throw, and the sphere's space is difficult terrain, so there's no saving throw for the sphere's space being difficult terrain. So, Scald Spell wouldn't do anything for that. It would for the damage, though.
If I cast a fireball inside the house, would it damage anything outside the house?
Yes. Fireball goes around corners.
I saw that a tongue came from that window or that room.
Yes.
I don't know what that was, but I assume that if I cast like a fireball, where would it be? Like right here? I don't know.
Yeah.
Like two squares down or something, that it would catch quite a bit of things.
Yeah. Probably also catch most of the house on fire, which you are in.
Fun. Yeah. That sounds like a good idea.
How fitting.
Yeah.
Our house is covered in smoke right now.
I don't know, maybe Storm Sphere would be worth it then. That's a 20, that's also 20 feet radius. I think difficult terrain's worth it. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. 20-foot storm sphere at that spot. So for anyone that's not my friends, that would be a 2d6 strength saving, like a strength saving throw of 16, or take 2d6 bludgeoning damage.
So that's both of the cockatrices in the tree. Well, the tree got a natural 20, and one of the cockatrices got a natural 1, and the other one got a 19.
Oh, nice. Which one is the one that's still near me, that's still alive?
Were you targeting that space? I thought you were going for outside.
I was trying to get, like, the cockatrices in the tree, like, somewhere, you know...
You said it was a 20-foot radius, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you should
Like
be able
that.
to hit everything, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, then in that case, that will... I'll roll for the one next to you as well, which got a 5.
Okay, let me roll the damage for that. 2d6. That's 10 damage.
Do they save for nothing or save for half?
It says it's, I think, save for nothing.
Okay.
Yeah, so you either take 10 or you take no damage.
Okay. Well, in either case, this one had 2 hit points left.
Oh, nice.
That one is gone. The one in front of you takes damage, and the other one and the tree save.
And this is where I finally get a bonus action. As you see this storm just pop out of nowhere, a bolt of lightning will try and hit the cockatrice. So that's a ranged attack.
You going for the one in front of you or the one outside?
Yes, the one in front of me, because I'm squishy and I don't want to die.
Yeah, it's a smart call. And Storm Sphere is an underrated spell. Well,
So
people sleep
that's
on it.
an
They shouldn't.
18 to hit
18 will hit.
for 4d6 lightning damage. So that's 13 damage.
And with 12 hit points left, you make some fried chicken.
Fried chicken!
Nice.
And that will be my turn.
All right. Well, this one outside is gonna do the same thing and fly inside.
Fox just can't resist me.
Yeah, right?
Did it pass through the Storm Sphere to do that?
It went in through the window. I believe it would have been Well, actually, you were inside of the sphere, so it's in it now, yeah.
Fair enough. Just so it takes damage when it ends its turn there.
Yeah. Well, it's got enough movement then to be over here, so might not be smart, but it's not suicidal. So does not have a death wish, so it will stay just outside of the storm sphere. But that was its action to dash. Speaking of, 5, 10, 15, 20. All right, flail snail, done. And we're
There'll
back.
be nothing left when he gets there.
Right.
Cam is
We're
up,
back
but
at the top of the round.
I think Vix is looking at the smoke situation.
Which is
Our whole
understandable.
street is covered in smoke. I think
It's intentional.
yeah, I think a house like down the road, like legit burned down.
I can
Oh,
just
no.
smell it in here. It's
I hope
pretty bad.
everybody got out.
Yeah, hopefully.
Okay. Cam is Spirit Guardians is only on their turn, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And that's
Or when they enter it for the first time.
okay. I also didn't roll my con check, so I did that now. I did pass.
Marvelous.
And she's going to use her spiritual weapon again on this tree, rolling a natural 1, so I'm using my inspiration for that.
Yeah, natural one's
And
not quite
rolling a
good.
natural 20, so
Hey!
Nice. Good use.
okay.
You might kill this tree.
Thanks, Cosmic.
So there's force damage. And then I need to roll 2 more d8s. 16 plus 8.
Venus just calls out, "It's immune to being deafened."
What?
That is 30. That's 30 damage, radiant damage, plus my divine strike, 33, and then plus my Asimar stuff. That's plus 8, so that's 41 damage as she
Holy
just
shit.
brings her weapon in
Yeah.
for a strike.
How do you want to unmake this tree?
Yeah, she's bringing in her spiritual weapon right up beside it, and then it just kind of there's like this large impact as it seems to it's almost like it's taking some of Cam's energy just from being right beside her, and just like a gold burst of searing flame starts to like tear up this one side of the tree at the point of impact.
Awesome. Yeah, and you are no longer bound by its roots as this divinely charred husk of a tree just teeters precariously and then just catches on the side of the house.
And that was her bonus action, I think. Yeah, that was her bonus action. That was just spiritual weapon. So,
I'm going to leave the token there because it is a large obstacle.
fair, yeah. And she's gonna turn to the cockatrice behind her and make an attack with her regular weapon, which I think might not hit. 13?
That misses.
Yeah.
Head jukes to the side.
I think she also just like has to kind of right herself a little bit. She's almost like too quick on the swing with her weapon as these like roots start to like unfurl from her. And she just calls out, "Is everyone doing okay?" And that'll be end of her turn.
Lyris, then you are up.
All right. Seeing that she's taking care of the tree, he's just going to say, "I'm fine, but I'm going to go fight whatever that thing was." Just leaps right back through the window and heading towards this door. Can I see where the big toter went?
You cannot, but you can see that there is another door on the north end of this room that is open.
Then I'm going to I need to know where that storm sphere is if I'm because I need to calculate my movement. I was kind of in it, I guess, but
So I'd say you started just outside of it and then went through at least one square of it.
okay.
So that'd be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So get 30 feet got you to that door.
30 feet got me to this door?
Yeah, so that's 5, 15, 20, 25, 30. If you wanted to stay outside of the storm sphere as much as possible.
Okay, then I will bonus action dash.
All right. And make a perception check for me.
Well, it's going to be a 19.
It did not roll that high on its stealth check.
Fuck yeah.
So it's kind of hidden behind the door, with the door open, kind of behind it.
Yeah, I'm just going to move right up to it and start swinging. So I assume I don't have sneak attack, although I do have inspiration.
You do?
Yeah, I'm going to use that so I can get my sneak attack
I
off.
think you have 2 of them, right?
No, I used one and then I was given
Oh.
one
Okay.
as a reboot. That's a big number. That's 28 to hit.
28 will hit the Banderhob.
Nice. So short sword, sneak attack. I don't have Hunter's Mark switched over to him yet, but they haven't been damaged yet, have they?
No.
Oh, I took the wrong inspiration away. Whoops.
Okay, well that's 11 damage
11 points of damage. Very nice.
on the first one.
You strike into this large, mutated frog-looking creature.
And then offhand attack is a 19 to hit.
19 will hit.
Nice. And it's been wounded now, so
It has
Hunter's
been
Prey.
wounded now.
Nice. That's an 18. And then extra attack is a nat 20.
Woo!
Yes.
Woo! Although I have none of my extra die to use on it. It's just a regular sword
Hey.
swing, but
It's still a
it
crit.
is what it is. That's going to be 12.
12 more damage. Nice. Hey, you slice into this thing, getting 3 solid strikes onto this frog monstrosity, whose turn it now is.
Oh, shit.
It is going to try and bite you.
Seems reasonable, I suppose. I could just cut it open
Oh
and
boy. Yep, that is gonna be a 26 to hit.
Why can't you ever roll an under 26 against me?
I missed you with 2
That's true.
attacks.
That's true. Yeah, 26 is going to hit me.
8, 9, 10. It's gonna be 15 points of piercing damage, and you are restrained.
Shit.
And it's going to use its second attack to try and swallow you.
Oh,
I knew that was coming.
And that's going to be a natural 20.
Of course it is.
If it makes you feel better, without the advantage from you being restrained, it would have missed.
It does not make me feel better. Thank you.
Please take 11 points of piercing damage. You are, and the world goes dark as you just get swallowed by this creature.
oh,
So you are You are blinded and restrained.
And none of us saw that happen.
None of you saw that happen.
Well, yeah.
But we'll see what y'all do with that. It is Cockatrice C's turn. It needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
Yeah. I like that. Like the snail's just still not really in the battle.
That's going to be a 15, so it fails.
Okay.
It's wisdom saving throw.
Spirit Guardian. That is 20 damage. 20 radiant damage.
It doesn't get a turn, as it is perforated by these tiny unicorns. Wade, you're up.
I was trying to go through my spells and determine what would be the best to cast against the cockatrice. So I think I will do Tasha's Mind Whip for an intelligence save of 16.
Not sure that it can make that. With an 11 on the die, it gets a 7.
Okay. That is 10 damage. Also, it can't take a reaction until the end of its next turn. And on its next turn, it must choose move, action, or bonus action. One of the three. With that, I will move further into the storm sphere outside of its grasp. And I have a bonus action. With the storm sphere, I'm gonna try and hit it with a lightning bolt.
All right.
So here we go. That is a 22 to hit.
That'll hit.
Nice.
For 15 damage.
More fried
Yes.
chicken.
Action economy.
All right. And it is the flail snail's turn.
Will
Can you
he
guess what
go
it's gonna
all the
do?
way?
Dash.
Not quite. It is in fact going to move 10 more feet, and Cam, as it's starting to get into the range, like the outskirts of the range of your spiritual guardians, you can see some of the light from the guardians is starting to interact with some sort of mirror-like substance that this thing's shell is made out of, and it just starts like flickering and almost lets out like a disco ball. Let's see. Any creature within the bright light. So you are within, as it emits bright light in 30 feet and dim light an additional 30 feet beyond that, just scintillating colors. Looks a lot like Lyris's spell that he cast on the cockatrice earlier. But Cam, can I have you make a wisdom saving throw for me, please?
Pretty good at those, but I failed my last one. That's an 11.
That's an 11. Cam, this bright light strikes you, and you are stunned until the end of the flail snail's next turn, which means Spirit Guardians goes away.
Alrighty. Yeah. I feel like she should have disadvantage on checks like that. Because she's just like, wow, shiny, looks
It's
directly
very
at
pretty. It is very pretty. But yeah, you are stunned,
it.
which makes it your turn. You are stunned. Great.
Lovely.
And I'm swallowed.
Yes, Lyris, you are inside the Banderhob right now.
Can I stab it from inside?
You can. But
I'm gonna take
first,
acid damage, aren't I?
it's going to be 8 points of necrotic damage.
Oh. All right.
Yeah, so you are restrained and blinded, so your attacks have disadvantage.
I have blind sight.
You're still restrained, which
Okay.
also grants disadvantage.
He's like all around me. How can I miss?
You're kind of being...
All I gotta do is move my sword a little bit.
It's hard to get enough motion to cause damage in this environment.
It's a piercing weapon.
I understand.
It's fine. That's
It's a magical
20,
creature.
29 to hit.
With disadvantage? Jesus
Or,
Christ.
sorry. 19 to hit.
Okay, that still hits. But...
No, yeah, 29 to hit. With this, that would have been a nat 20. So
yeah.
It's been wounded. Oh, I'm gonna bonus action move my hunter's mark to him also.
Yeah.
Vulnerabilities, immunities, and resistances, please.
It is immune to charm and fear.
Okay. Wasn't planning on either of those, so that's fine. I guess I don't get sneak attack, even though he can't technically see me coming. You know?
I'm gonna say no sneak attack for this purpose.
That's totally fair. Not a great roll, but the first attack is going to be a total of 14.
All right.
And then the next one with disadvantage is going to be an 18 to hit.
18 will hit.
And that's going to be another 14 damage.
Nice.
And then third and final attack with disadvantage is going to be a 16 to hit.
It hits.
All right. And that's going to be 16 damage.
Ouch.
He's just in there like, fucking swallow me. Just jabbing with his swords in both directions. That's it. It's end of turn.
All right. Vanderhob. It doesn't really like having you in there anymore.
I
But
can't imagine why.
it's not really, it's more interested in following orders than it is about its own existence. So Cam and Wade, you can hear sort of a clattering as this, what you can't see is this door is pushed off of its hinges as this creature lumbers outside, and then, yeah, goes somewhere
Alrighty.
that you don't know where it is. You can tell that you're moving. You don't know where you are right now.
That's totally fair.
That's what it's gonna do. Wade, it has gotten very quiet inside of the house, except for your storm sphere. Probably can't hear anything. You probably can't hear the quiet from the storm, so never mind. It's actually very loud in the house now that I remember that spell
no.
exists. But it is your turn. You can see a flail snail through the door.
Flail snail. What
You are
should I
just
cast
outside
at?
of range of its bright light.
Perfect. What else do I got here? I got chromatic orb. I'll cast one of those at the flail snail.
All right, please make that attack roll with disadvantage.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Surprise!
Oh, funny. Disadvantage, okay. I will roll this twice then.
Yeah, I hit my swallower 3 times while disadvantaged, so you'd be fine.
Okay, so The lowest
I'm not
hit
gonna
was
say it.
6. There's a 14's not going to hit it, is it?
14 is not going to hit.
Okay, that was the first roll, so that's... Okay, well, that doesn't hit it, but Storm Sphere might. Is that also at disadvantage? Probably.
So it is, but first, as you throw this ball of energy at the snail, what sort of energy were you choosing, and what level were you casting it at?
That was just at first level there with lightning.
Okay, yeah, so this ball of lightning zips out through the door and collides with the shell of this flail snail, which scatters the energy across it and reflects some of it back in various directions, almost like hitting a prism. Cam, can you make a Constitution saving throw, please?
We'll see.
So
Where did my dice? On. Not terrible. That's a 9.
That unfortunately does not make it, and you please take 4 points of force damage as some of Wade's spell is reflected off of the shell of the flail snail.
Okay.
well, I don't know if I want to hit it with an attack now. Well, that's it. That's my turn.
All right. In which case, it is the flail snail's turn. And it is going to go 5, 10, and you are, Cam, you are now within its reach.
Wow.
It's also in Spirit Guardians, right?
Oh, it's down.
Oh.
And you're stunned right now.
Yep.
Until the end of its turn. So it gets 5 attacks at you at advantage.
Yeah.
Whoa. All right, bring it on. Don't fudge anything. So
No
do
fudging.
it.
First one
Okay.
is going to be a 24.
That hit.
Second
We
one
actually
is...
survived this.
Second one's going to miss. The third one's going to be a natural 20.
All right.
The fourth one's going to miss. And the fifth one is going to be a 24. So that's 2 hits and a crit.
Crit.
Oh my god.
Or... please take 16 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh,
That's it?
That's not bad.
Yeah, they don't hit that hard. They just hit a lot. As you, this thing's flails just batter at you.
Alrighty.
That is going to be its turn. Cam, your dazzle gets knocked out of you with those
that
impacts
hit.
from it.
Yeah. Okay.
Does it end its turn inside the storm sphere?
We'll say sure.
Okay. It would have to make a strength saving throw, or take the bludgeoning damage.
Strength saving throw.
16.
It's cocked. Not quite. That was close, but it does fail.
It's not a whole lot of damage. It's 3 damage,
shit.
but it's damage.
Darn it.
Damage is damage. All right. Then we're back to Cam.
She did not like that shiny very much now. Gonna use spiritual weapon. That is 18 plus something.
Yeah, that'll.
Six.
That is a spell attack. Yes, so please make that with disadvantage.
Oh, okay. 14? Yeah, 14.
That is gonna miss.
Alrighty.
And you cast that at 4th level.
Yes.
All right. Yeah. As your spiritual weapon collides with it, most of the radiant energy just gets refracted off of its shell. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw for me, please.
Why? You're good at these things, girl. Why are you doing this? 11.
11's not gonna get it done. Holy shit. Sorry. Don't love to hear that from a DM. Please take 17 points of force damage as your spiritual weapon just gets refracted back off of it.
Whoa. Okay. What's she gonna do now? That was her bonus action. It's not in melee with me right now, right?
No.
You're in melee with it, but you'd
yeah,
have to move. It's not within your reach.
It's got a 10-foot reach on its flail tentacle.
I think she might try to back up. I don't know. It's not looking so good. I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on myself.
Cool.
At 3rd level. 24 healing damage.
All right.
She just she holds onto her amulet like almost like a habit of just like comfort, and this healing magic like ripples out of it, but then just kind of like pours back into her chest, and she starts to look a little bit better on her feet. If she backs up, will that be a opportunity attack?
It depends on which direction you back up.
I'm going to try to go into the house.
And then yeah, that would move out of its range, and it would get an attack of opportunity, but just one.
Okay. I am going to do that.
And it's gonna miss. Barely, with a 19 to hit.
5, 10, 15. She comes into the room where Wade is and is just like, is Larry not in here?
He went through the window, through those doors. Yeah, and then I don't know where he's at.
What?
Oh, she's just gonna call it Lyris.
Storm Sphere's still going, right?
Yeah.
It's very loud in here from the Storm Sphere.
Alrighty. End of turn.
All right. Speaking of Lyris, how you looking, bud?
All right for now. How much
Okay.
damage are you about to do to me? Roll like 3d6s over there.
It's be 9 points of necrotic damage at this. Actually, no, that's at the Vanderhobb's turn, not yours, so you're fine. You do no damage
I
right
took
now.
it on my turn last time. But...
It was supposed to be on the start of its turn, so we'll
Okay.
just skip that this time. And if
Cool.
it's still up on its turn, then you will take it then.
Well, I'm going to start attacking at disadvantage again. That's a natural 1.
That's gonna miss.
That's also a natural 1.
Ooh.
And that is a 23.
That's gonna hit.
All right. $19 piercing damage.
And with fewer than 19 hit points remaining, you stab into it one more time, and you feel something different. You feel you've hit something important, and everything around you just sort of lurches for a moment, and then this creature just starts dissolving into a pile of black goo. And you find yourself in the thick, swampy stuff to the northwest corner of this map.
All right. Yeah, Lyra's kind of cuts his way out, wipes
You
off all
are-
the goo.
Currently, you do fall prone in this process, but
Well, stands up. I killed the frog, and he's gonna stand up and run back towards his friends to make sure they're okay. I'm gonna bonus action dash, so I've got 45 movement, so like 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. There we go. End of turn.
nice.
Did I know there was a frog? Did it
Nope.
come outside at all?
Its tongue did come out the window and hit me in front of you.
Fair enough. I was fighting a tree.
Also, you probably can't hear him shout that through the storm sphere.
Fair enough.
Lyris doesn't know that.
But then it is on to Wade. There's a flail snail outside, and that's the last seeming threat, and it's been giving you a little bit of trouble.
Ugh. I hate things that are resistant to magic in weird ways. I will try to cast a non roll spell. I will cast Tasha's Mind Whip at it. Intelligence save of 16.
All right, that's gonna fail.
And that will be 12 psychic damage. It cannot take any reaction until the end of its next turn. And on its next turn, it must choose one move, an action, or a bonus action.
Nice. And it will choose to move. And I think it's still in the storm sphere. There's a strength save.
Yep.
Natural 20.
16. Oh, nice.
And since both of you are within 30 feet of it, what level is storm sphere?
4th level.
Can Cam and Wade, can you both make Constitution saving throws for me, please?
I'd rather not. That's a 4.
Finally. 21.
21.
There we
And a 4
go.
for Wade.
Higher than
Yeah.
11.
Wade, please take 19 points of force damage. Cam, please take 9.
Alrighty.
As you know, this storm energy just is mostly deflected off of its shell.
The magic is acting so weird. I don't like it here.
Don't forget your concentration save.
Yes.
What do I roll for that?
Constitution saving throw again. DC is 10.
Nope. We don't have to worry about Storm Sphere
Storm
anymore.
Sphere is down.
It's alright. I wasn't using it anyway.
As soon as it comes down, Lyris goes, Wade, you okay?
No.
I think it's just emotional damage.
But then that was the flail snail's turn, so Cam, we're back to you.
Okay. Not clicking the magic stuff. Did it react? It reacted to my spiritual weapon as well, right?
Yes, it
Okay.
reacted to your spiritual weapon.
Then I am going to. Could we just walk away from this thing? She yells over. But she is going to attack with her trident. We'll see if that also counts as magic.
Nice.
Let's see.
Are you throwing it or doing a melee?
I'm going up. Yeah.
Okay.
Run forward here, and I think this is like the first time she's used it like this, so she's a little bit rusty when she tries to like rusted it, but that's a 21 to hit.
That'll hit.
And he's using 2 hands, so 13 damage.
Nice.
Actually, and 8 radiant damage.
That's
Ugh.
just from. That's not a spell that you cast. That's giving
No,
you that.
that's
right?
from being in Asimmer and having my wings out.
That's what I thought.
And I don't know if Divine Strike also counts as that. I don't think it does.
I don't think that's a spell.
Okay, so I will also add that. So that is. Oh God, why do I do this to myself? I think that's 30 radiant, or 30 damage, and 17 of it is radiant.
Okay. So this thing went from looking relatively okay to looking very badly hurt with that one attack from Cam.
Nice. I love to see it. That was her action. She's not going to use her spiritual weapon because that seems bad. And that's the end of turn.
All right, Lyris.
Yeah, Lyris is going to continue to run. From here, he's going to take a bonus action dash and run up to the flail snail and start swinging. So
Go for it.
let's see. I don't have disadvantage anymore. That's nice.
It's true.
That's going to be a 20 to hit,
That'll do it.
and I get sneak attack because Cam's within melee,
Oh yeah.
and it's been
I did
damaged. So
that
Hunter's
on
Prey.
purpose.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's 15 plus 6, 21.
How would you like to kill the flail snail?
Yeah, Lyris is just running so fast to make sure everyone's still alive. He knows Wade's spell dropped and they're still in combat. He doesn't know what's left, but he just like streaks past the doorway, slicing with both swords as the frickin' thing just gets split in two. Hey, I made it.
Oh.
And he's covered in some sort of black ichor.
Oh, are you okay?
Yes, sort of. I was almost digested by the frog.
And on that
Yeah.
perplexing statement, I think it is a great time to take our break, and we'll pick
Yeah.
back up there in a few minutes. Hi.
Hi, everybody.
Welcome back. I know I, for one, am much more hydrated than I was 5 minutes ago.
I think I
Don't
forgot.
forget to water your DMs.
I also got some snacks.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So we left on Lyris saying, I killed that frog. Or something to that effect.
Mhm.
And we'll pick back up right there.
Was this thing giving you trouble?
But there was a frog?
Oh yeah,
There's something
huge.
with the long tongue.
Yeah,
Ugh.
it was massive and dark flesh, and it started chewing on me, and then it swallowed me.
Just
and
going to like be picking black chunks of stuff out of your hair.
You try and do that. It's like a paste when you try to grab some of it.
This thing was giving us trouble. I don't know about, yeah, like every time we seemed to cast magic, it had a problem with that.
Hmm.
At my damn house, too.
The counterspelling house.
Well, blades seem to work on it just fine.
Yeah,
We all cast a spell that throws blades at it.
the
I
trident
feel
worked
like
pretty well on it too.
We were finally the Heralds of the Storm.
That's something.
Oh, is that what that was? You just kind of learned magic so that we could have more of a presence as the Heralds of the Storm?
I mean, I noticed that both you and Lyris are able to, it feels like you're able to do a lot more in in an amount of time than I am, and I felt like that spell will give me that a bit more of an edge in regards to that.
Well, it did do quite a lot from what I saw, so well done.
Several
That's right.
smoldering cockatrice corpses in here.
Of course, that opening fireball was nothing to shake a stick at either.
Like, you've always
Fireball
had
is
like a
always-
way of kind of turning the tide in our favor too. I think that you're selling yourself short a bit.
I just felt like I wanted to be able to do more. I think that the magic is helpful, but I always want to try and do more. Don't want to sit on my laurels and keep casting fireball the entire time. Not just fireball, maybe just fireball and something else.
Yeah, no, of course. You always want to get stronger and push yourself, and that's admirable. Just saying, don't downplay the fireball, because even I couldn't cut down 4 cockatrices in one go.
Not yet.
But if that thing was able to redirect all your magic, it might have valuable properties that we could benefit from. And we do know people who make magic things and deal with magic tinctures.
Oh, yeah, maybe the
Indeed.
frogs would like some of this stuff. So I didn't really like swallowing the things that they gave us.
Well, yes, I was thinking more of Broxel.
Oh, right. We have so many interesting friends.
Acquaintances, I
certainly
would
do.
say.
So say this thing's shell on its longest dimension is probably about 6 feet long for sort of a scale.
Is it in any way like breakable, cuttable? Could we reduce the pieces?
You could try. If you want to see if you can harvest some pieces from the flail snail, that's going to be a survival check.
Yeah, I'll see what I can do. It might even be worth dragging that whole fucking shell around, but
Lyris, you
Suppose
can
down
make me a nature check if you want, and I will adjust that DC based on your backstory.
okay. Well, the survival check was 20, but then the nature check will be oh my god, I'm gonna pass a nature check. 22.
Holy shit. Yeah, I think you would know. I think you had encountered at one point in a tavern some other monster hunter who was just like showering the place with coin. All the drinks were on him that night, and he had taken in one of these creatures, was able to sell its shell to an armor smith. It would be worth just immense amounts of coin. I think hard to tell if his story was to be believed or not, but I'll say with the 23, probably told you he got about so you think he was able to sell the shell for 6,000 gold. He's got the entire thing to an armor smith.
Yeah. Well, I once met a man who claimed to have taken a shell off a creature like this, something that was able to deflect magic and had a snail-like body, and he told me that an armorer was willing to pay 6,000 gold for its shell.
That's a lot of gold.
That is a lot of gold, yes.
As we're talking, by the way, Cam is using her last 3rd level spell slot to use Aura Vitality, and she's been healing herself a bit. And also, Wade, you get 18 hit points back. And then I'm gonna... Lyris, do you look kind of roughed up?
Oh, yeah.
Um, you get 25 hit points back, and then she'll also reach out and use her Asimar ability to give Wade 8 more.
Oh no. No, I'm good.
Okay. And she like redirects it to herself.
I feel almost perfect now. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yes,
I don't know
thank
if
you.
more things are gonna come and attack us, so
We still have to find Marig, so I think what we should do is look around for evidence as best we can, try to find any sign of where she might be. I'll start cutting the shell off this thing, and maybe we'll take a little bit of a rest and take it from there.
what can I do? I'm not very good at looking for clues and stuff. So I do have a spell. It's like I may not be able to use it now. Actually, I have a spell that could detect someone within a certain range. If she's in that range, this place is pretty big.
It might be worth a shot.
Well, she's gonna use her 4th level spell slot, her last one, to use locate creature on. I don't know if I should just do like Marig. That's the thing. Yeah, it says describe or name a creature that is familiar to you. So I'm gonna say Marig and see how that goes, even though she's probably lying about being Marig. So
Huh. Let me read the spell here. Are you using the 2014 one?
it seems on D&D Beyond it's the 2024 one.
Okay.
I don't know if they're different. Are they?
There is a little bit of difference that is important. The 2014 one, 10-foot wide path of running water blocks the spell. It does not block it in 2024.
I see.
Oh, so it's a
Pretty strange
vampiric spell.
stipulation.
Yeah, it hasn't been asking me to choose my version of the spell on D&D Beyond, so I'm fine with the 2014 or the
I don't
20.
know if I'm
Did you
having a
say
hard time telling if this
2014?
works.
Yeah,
So I'll tell you what. You sense the direction to the creature's location. If it is within 1,000 feet of you, you sense it north and down.
Oh. Well, I have a heading, he says as Clarice is chopping up the snail.
And where is it?
North? And this is weird. Down?
That's actually what I expected, so that's good.
You did?
We should be checking for any sort of passage downwards from this cottage, and if not, we'll head north.
Oh. Wait.
Is that like a hole in the house, the cottage?
Is now that the facade of the cottage has faded, there is the remnants of most of a large trapdoor in the center of the floor in the room where you were offered tea by the illusory projection of Marig.
Does that fit your north and down? That air trap hole?
It does.
I guess it would. Would we take a look while he's busy?
think we can best wait for all of our party members before proceeding to.
I mean, if you stay within line of sight, I'm fine with you at least looking, but don't go down there without me.
Lyris, do you know if that tree has anything we can harvest from it?
I don't know, David. Would I know that?
Yeah, it'll be a nature check.
Well, the
I
nature check.
think.
This one's not as naturey. That's an 11.
Difficult to say. I mean, it looks to be a old tree with very tightly grained wood that was some kind of magical. Maybe there's a crafter that wants it, or maybe it's cursed. It's kind of hard to.
Honestly, Wade, I'm more ranger of like animals than plants. But if you wanted to take some of the bark, we could always see if Broxel can make use of it.
Sure. And about the big chickens.
I'll make another nature check.
I think that
Six.
it's common adventuring knowledge. You're a monster hunter.
Yeah.
You know about these things. Cockatrices can, for a short time, turn you to stone, and one of the antidotes to being turned to stone involves cockatrice blood. There might be some you can salvage from that. Probably not the ones that got cooked, but might be some around still.
Well, actually, if you take the blood out of them, that can be used in potion making. They may get smaller if you take the blood out of the cock, but
Oh my god.
just get what you can.
Oh my god.
Have we used any of our potions?
Yeah, I was just looking if we have vials too.
I mean, I imagine if we used a potion, I don't know if he would have, like, kept track of that.
I have used some healing potions, I believe, at some point.
I've mostly been giving mine away.
I'd say we can reuse a potion vial for
Yeah.
some blood.
I'll say we roll. Between you, you're able to scare up 3 empty vials.
Sweet. 3 vials of cock blood.
Make sure to tape that on your sheet.
Thank you, Lyris. Your skills are very valuable.
Well, you know, hunt enough monsters, you pick up pieces here and there and start to learn what's valuable. Even if you're not sure if something has a unique effect to it, chances are someone can make use of it. But I learned the hard way. Sturge proboscis or probosci are useless. Don't bring half a dozen into a potion maker's shop. They don't want them.
Oh.
Sturge? Is that Sturge?
Sturge, yes.
They're like big,
What did-
nasty mosquito thingies. Whatever.
Yeah, sort of. Very bat-like in nature as well.
I
They're
mean,
bat mosquitoes.
maybe a potion maker couldn't make use of it. Maybe someone else could.
I suppose maybe if you needed a way to extract blood from your enemies.
Yeah. Or some other liquid.
I'm not mature enough for this game.
All right, everybody. Thanks for coming out to Down Tabletop tonight.
I just had the best idea to what to do with the next building we buy.
I don't know if I want to know.
I'm going to open a very unique shop.
Interesting.
So yeah, Lyris, as he cuts the big ass shell off the flail snail, he's just gonna like hoist it up and like slide it towards Cam.
Oh,
Here, it's big and shiny and heavy, so kind of.
You know, we should really think about getting some like bags of holding or something for.
True, I don't disagree with you, but a bag of holding wouldn't help us in this regard. It can only
what is
open
it?
so wide.
Don't all bags hold things?
These ones are magical. Imagine having a backpack that could carry up to 500 pounds and it only weighs like 10 pounds.
Oh,
Or,
that would
I
be
don't know,
very useful.
There's some specific weight that it weighed. I don't remember off the top of my head.
Yeah, we probably that. If I had known about that, I definitely would have looked into it. She will take the piece of flail snail and try to fashion a way to carry this on her back or something.
Yeah, you could rig it up with some ropes or something, kind of like a makeshift backpack.
She just looks like an upright snail, just
More or
walking
less.
along with the shell.
My characters are getting in the habit of carrying things on their back, it seems. Yeah, she has ropes, so she'll do that. And then she's also, as she's tying it on her back, she's like, by the way, that was a lot to learn about my mother. I don't know if she's telling the truth about any of it, of course, but
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I don't. I would like to go and check that village at some point if we can.
That's something that I already assumed we were going to do. Though my suspicion is that until we handle Marig, she's not going to be able to leave.
Well, the weird thing is she went there, you know? You'd think that she would have known, or maybe it wasn't always like this here.
I mean, it's been like this for, what, a few hundred years?
Yes, but we don't know how much of that Marig is telling the truth about. Maybe her influence over that village only happened recently. Maybe she's not actually from here in the first place, but she's calling it home to make it seem like she belongs.
The frog people told us that this has been going on for a few hundred years, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So, I mean, that's from the frog people. That's not from Marig saying that.
No, I know, but what I'm saying is that we don't know how much influence she had 200 years ago versus now.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. I wanted to ask her about that too and call her out about it, but, you know, doesn't really matter now.
It doesn't. We'll find her, we'll stab her, we'll see her true form once she's dead, and then we'll go and save Cam's family. And then make a fortune off this flail snail shell.
Even finding out that I have other family was a little bit weird. There's never any... Oh, go ahead.
If what Marig is saying is true, you know, with the Fae, it's they tell you things and they word things in a way that what they're saying is true, but also not always the full truth.
We don't know that we can trust anything that she actually said.
Maybe she wanted to lure us there to the village too. That would be a good way to do that.
Yes. And maybe there would only be an illusory copy of your mother and supposed grandparents there.
guess it would make sense that I have other family, wouldn't it? My mom had to come from somewhere.
Bring out the ground.
Yeah, but we don't know how long your family might last either, so...
Okay, well, I need to not think about it anymore because I'm getting a little bit nervous thinking about you guys meeting my mom, and I... She kind of just like shakes off the thought. Are we good to go?
I am.
Yes. I don't believe we have any other pressing business up top
Oh,
here.
I am also going to cut the flails off the snail just in case they're useful to somebody. Never know. I don't know. They're weird and unique.
Add 5 snail flails to your inventory.
5 whale tails. I mean flails, snail flails.
I guess I should add a snail shell.
Do that 5 times fast.
Snail shell. I can't say it once.
3/4.
And Wade, add whatever bark you collected from the big wood there.
Make sure it doesn't have bite.
Because we know that it did. It bit Cam quite badly.
Who can blame it?
Gotta get a sip of that soda.
All right, once we're all loaded up with our gear, I'd like to take a look down that fucking hatch.
Yeah. Yeah, make a perception check for me. It's easy enough to look down, but let's see what you notice.
That's a 28.
28, yeah, you look right down, and it's maybe about 20 feet straight down into a pool of water. And it seems that water, when you look at it for a second with the 28, it has a very weak flow to it. There doesn't seem to be any sort of ladder or stairs or anything.
Which direction is it flowing?
It is flowing it's flowing to the south.
Okay. And does it seem deep? Can I tell that at all?
It is extremely murky. You cannot see the bottom.
Cam, can you maybe light something and drop it in?
She will, what do I have here? She'll take a copper piece and light it, drop it down. I think she also gives Lyris her vigilant blessing at the same time, just because we don't know what we're dealing with.
You toss that copper piece down there, and almost as soon as it hits the water, the light is no longer visible. This water is as murky can get.
Oh, that's unsettling.
Yeah. But if I'm gonna jump down there, I'm gonna need to take a quick rest first. I took a lot of damage, and I need to be fully ready to fight if I'm gonna jump into that unknown water.
You want a potion?
I need a rest.
Yeah, I don't have very much magic on at least the more stronger stuff, and we might need that. We're just doing a short rest or like a longer one?
Yeah, I just figured an hour or so. Let me catch my breath, eat something.
Okay. Take a short rest, spend some hit dice.
I need to roll some fucking hit dice for real. Even with Cam's healing, I'm only at half.
Woo!
Yeah. That's 6.
Where's my hit
And
dice?
then 10, so 16.
feel like there's a short rest button. Yeah, okay.
Okay, that's... I'll roll D8 as well. Okay.
What?
Okay, I'm good to go.
Yeah, that sucked. I rolled. No, that doesn't even make sense. What are you talking about? My hit die. Okay. Hold on.
Wait, how many did you roll more than one at the same time?
Yeah.
It does this weird thing where if you roll 1, it'll add your con bonus, but if you roll 4, it'll only add your con bonus once. So if you just do them one,
okay.
Just do them one at a time.
I was like, that literally doesn't make sense. That I only got 8 back.
Either do them one at a time or add your con bonus again at
Okay.
a certain number of times.
All right. Cool.
All right, so Lewis takes some time. He's literally like just sitting on the opening, like with his feet dangling down as he eats out a ration and just prepares himself what he's about to jump into. But at the end, he's feeling a lot better, looking a lot healthier. He says, "Okay, well, if you're all ready, I'm ready."
Yeah. I've literally not known any single thing that we were about to encounter here at all, so I'm as ready as I could be.
Lyris is going to jump into the water.
All right.
How far down is the water from here? Is it like right at near the top?
You said 20 feet, right?
About 20 feet down.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you might actually want to do a rope or something.
I'm gonna fly down.
Okay.
And I'll carry Wade if he wants.
Absolutely. Wade has no qualms about that.
Okay, I'm gonna use Steps of the Night then. I imagine it's kind of dimly lit in there.
Absolutely. And Lyris, you're just jumping?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you jump down and splash into some water that is only about 2 feet deep.
Okay. It's only 20 feet down. Can
Yeah.
I acrobatics to like dive roll?
Yeah, make me an acrobatics check.
Ooh, not great, but that's 15.
I think 15 will take 10 feet of falling damage off, so that's just 2 points of bludgeoning damage as you land kind of hard. Ooh.
Yeah, he hits and tumbles a little bit. He's like, "Okay, I was expecting deeper water."
Oh, is there any sort of passage down there?
There is. Oh boy, is there, Lyris.
Yeah. Yes, it's quite open down here.
This seems to be, it's not stone down here. This is excavated into the soil, and you're not quite sure how it's maintaining its structure with how wet it is down here. Like, the soil should, by all means, be collapsing.
This doesn't make any sense. I think it's being maintained magically, perhaps.
Okay. Well, when they land at the bottom there, and Cam kind of lets Wade down, it's just like, probably looks so strange. She has wings and a snail shell on her back, and she's holding Wade. And she's just like, well, nothing has really made sense here, to be honest. So I'm not really surprised, but I guess that we should be on our guard with that in mind.
And as you float down here, you could land in the water like Lyris did, or you could land, there is like a ledge, a dirt, muddy ledge. But one of the things you notice is placed here almost in a position of to like connote guarding is a immaculately detailed stone statue of a lion, the magnificent mane, kind of almost like one of those library lions.
I'd be careful with that if I were you.
Okay. She's going to like try to sidestep, so she's like not directly looking at it.
Yeah, Lyris is gonna try to. The water's not deep, so I assume like it's traversable to get onto the. All right, then Lyris is just gonna kind of go over here and see what he can find there.
I'll say you can feel the water is indeed flowing somewhere off to the south. It looks like there's not much more ledge, but the river or this stream comes from somewhere, seemingly out of this dirt wall in front of you, and passes under your feet into what you can see is an opening that's basically just the same size as the water flow, maybe even a little bit smaller.
What? How? What?
It's like the water's flowing towards you, hitting the wall, and then there is a hole in the wall that is a little bit smaller than the river that you're standing in currently.
All right, yeah, he's gonna move up to the northwest there on the ledge and see what he can see from there.
Yeah, make a perception check for me, please.
19.
Is there anything in particular that you're looking for?
I'm just trying to like look at the inside of this tunnel, like because it's kind of like the fog of war is covering, so I don't know how far in I can see. Just trying to get the lay of the land more than anything.
Yeah, it looks like this tunnel here goes off in a couple directions, sort of running into a dead end to the southwest, and then going northwest before curving off back to the east. It looks like.
All right, I think I see a passage to the north here.
Flaps her wings and lands on the other side. Do you guys need to see better down here? Are you okay?
It couldn't hurt if it doesn't cost you anything.
Well, it sort of does, but I can... What else would I use it for? She, again, just like takes the strand of more and more things she lately have been turning from gold to like gold and silver mixture. So when she does that eye thing again, this time the thread like about halfway turns a silvery color, and she like makes sure that she shares it, her dark vision, with Iris and Wade.
Nice.
Spending every resource today.
Well, we knew we were coming into something big here. It's
Yeah.
fine. I'm gonna lead the way, if that's all right, and I'll stealth ahead and try to make sure we don't get ambushed or anything of that nature.
All right, make that stealth check for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that, and that's a nat 20, so 31.
Woo! Baby!
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Stealth to your heart's content.
Yeah, gonna keep going northwest there, peer around the south corner, and then...
Right, it's just another little dead end over there.
More or less what I figured. Then I will move all the way up to that corner and see what I can see.
All right. So this starts to get a little bit more interesting. With your dark vision, you can see a bunch of... there's like little tiny pieces of pottery scattered about the floor at your feet here. Oop, I am adding more fog instead of removing it. And off to the east, you can see there is a little alcove that is just packed full of pottery and sculpture and little small art objects.
We've wandered into Link's wet dream here.
Take a second.
He's gonna double back a little bit and be like, I think I found her art collection. And then I think what I'd do as Lyris here is I would just kind of move across, watching to make sure that I'm not missing someone like within the pottery, and then just double check this corner before checking any of the pots. Like I want to make sure we're not gonna get ambushed. It's really my top priority. I don't want whatever this hag imposter is to just show up behind us.
That's a good thought. Cam is going to cast see invisibility while they're down here, just in case.
Ooh.
They have come across invisible things before.
Smart.
That is smart. Very smart.
Yeah, you poke your head around, and you can hear now more sounds of water, not running very fast, but some gently moving water, and occasional drips of water from the ceiling.
Okay, I don't see anyone though. So, do you want to check these pots? There might be something relevant here. I don't really know what to make of this. This is weird.
I mean, whenever you look at a pot, don't you just get the urge to lift it over your head and smash it on the ground?
Oh, that does sound very fun.
I did meet another ranger at one point who used to do that all the time. He kept claiming he found little green gems in them.
Oh, well, maybe we will find little green gems in these pots. I do kind of want to figure out if some of the things that I noticed when she had her house decorated, some of the sculptures kind of reminded me of my mother's, and I just want to see if there's some truth behind some of the things that she was saying, at least. And so if there's like sculptures there, then she is going to look around to see if she notices anything that looks like her mother's work.
Yeah. Perception or investigation for me, please.
Alrighty. 12 plus 5, 17.
17, yeah. You do find something that very much reminds you of one of the pieces on the shelf in the living room in the home that you grew up in. What does it look like?
I think there's a lot of stuff with like clay and things like that, and so it looks kind of like, like those abstract figures of like people. It's kind of like that. It's like vaguely humanoid shaped, but I think this one kind of looks a little bit like keeled over, like as if it's bowing or sad or something like that. She picks it up and looks it over, and
something that you notice is so your mother, as with most sculptors, puts a mark somewhere to indicate that they made it, and often incorporating initials are part of the name. And this looks very much like the design of the mark that you know your mom to leave on her pieces, but the initials are GS.
Or Gamriel Strata.
Grandma?
Gamriel.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I do wonder if that. She's gonna put that in her backpack. Yeah, that's what she's thinking. She's gonna put that in her backpack.
Gustav?
Yeah, I think maybe.
I wonder how
Sorry.
This is just a stray thought, but I wonder if her magic of keeping people content requires her to hold on to some of their belongings.
Could be. It definitely requires her to hold on to her heart, though, and so.
Dating simulator? I'll get that heart.
Just
I
up to
was
a
really-
restaurant. Lyra's sitting in a booth. Lyra's sitting across from her in a towel.
I roll out of bed like this, and then didn't get dressed.
You know how both of you woke up missing something?
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah.
But, I mean, as far as we're aware, neither of you willingly gave up those items, right?
Oh,
No?
yeah.
What if the same thing is happening with all of this as he gestures to, I know, the pottery and whatnot?
Could be.
What strikes me a bit is that she was happily making sculptures again.
I assume she had been enchanted, if, again, that wasn't an illusion in the first place.
Yeah. I just wonder if she's, compelling them in some way to, but like things that they really want to do. Like she did want to sculpt again.
That's what they do. They make a deal with you to give you what you want, except it's never under the conditions that you expect you're going to have it.
Yeah, I suppose she wouldn't be aware that she's not allowed to leave here if she feels content.
Yeah, if she's being enchanted to believe she's happy doing it. We should continue on. And Larry's going to make his way back around again.
All right. How far are you going?
I'm going to kind of wait until they get to the previous corner kind of thing. Like, I don't want to break line of sight with anyone.
Yeah, keep up.
And then move up to the next one.
All right. Yeah, with that ridiculous dark vision, ridiculously amazing dark vision.
Yeah. Kim's a superstar with that.
Should get Rowan that dark vision.
Right.
I can see everything.
Well, if Brielle becomes a Twilight cleric, then...
Yeah. I doubt she's going for a subclass. Yeah, so you walk around this corner and you see some roots of a large tree growing down from above, partially obscuring this larger opening, but there's still enough room to be able to get around it. There's a larger pool with some stones sticking out of the bottom. The water here is a little bit clearer, and you can see a faint blue glow coming from the south. So there is some source of weak light someplace.
Okay. Trying to keep sort of the same pace as before, like letting them kind of keep up with line of sight. I'm going to move to the next corner and peer around to the south.
All right. I'll call for a perception check at this point.
Okie dokie. That's going to be a 19.
19. Okay, cool. Easy enough for you to see some familiar sight down here.
Oh God.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
There is a large, maybe 10-foot tall statue of a woman. Looks to be very regal in presentation, who's got her arms out in front of her as depicted on the map, sort of looking like going for an embrace of this large crystal. But this large crystal does look very familiar to you, but it is mostly blue in its appearance, flecked with striations of green.
Ooh. Interesting.
Isn't it just?
Is everything okay?
Yeah. Another crystal, mostly blue, flecks of green, which is new to us, I think.
It is.
And a large statue. I don't know. I get the feeling that there's something more going on here, but I can't explain it. Be on your guard.
And
I'm on my guard. I'm now trying to perceive things.
I am going to kind of come into the room, still trying to be stealthy, moving across the wall, but I'm going to try to get a little closer and see if I can discover anything else in this process.
Yeah. So, and Cam and Wade, I'll take perception checks from you two as well, please.
Bearing in mind Cam has seen visibility.
Yes.
19.
19 and 20. Okay. Wade with a 20, you see something dip down under the water very quickly just as you look at it. That was a modified 20, not a natural one. Okay.
That's a dirty 20.
So filthy.
Looked like an eye, maybe. Just went bloop.
Lyris, there's something in the water.
Okay, I haven't seen it, but I'm not surprised. That's why I was staying on the outside.
And I think we're gonna have to figure out
what's.
I think we're gonna have to figure out what's in the water in a few weeks, as we are.
3 hours went by so fast. That's not fair.